Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review. Today we have another Super Sentai figure that I picked up at Ranger Stop and Pop forever ago and never got around to reviewing. This is the Tokusou Sentai Dekaranger Sentai Hero Series EX Doggie Kruger. Yeah, a lot of you might be like, oh, well that's his s.p.d. name. What's his Sentai name? That is his Sentai name. It's Doggie Kruger in both. Except he's like a Nubian Doggie Kruger in the Sentai and Anubis Doggie Kruger in the Rangers. He's usually just called Boss. And he's Deca Master is what he, of course, transforms into, henshins into. Pretty cool. And Shadow Ranger is actually my favorite Power Ranger. So I saw this guy and, well, I haven't watched Dekaranger all the way through. I've seen a lot of Dekaranger, and I've seen them also, like, guest star in other Sentai things and whatnot, and crossover movies and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, he's pretty cool. He's tough. He's honorable, in many ways, like the U.S. Doggie Kruger. Pretty cool. He's actually often called Hell's Guard Dog, which is incredibly rad. But yeah, I got this guy for like 20 bucks at a convention, and he's actually a pretty expensive figure here in the States. And I got him in package. He's been like wrapped up to preserve him until now. I got him crazy cheap, like no more than 20 bucks. He was like, that's insane. And I really do like these EXs. I have a lot of the kind of Ultra Hero Series EX stuff. So I'm a big fan. There he is, the Krug. That's what they call him. And I like that they have their weapons on these other figures also. That's not super common for Sentai Hero Series stuff. So yeah, now that we've looked at the package, let's bust him out of it. And here he is out of package. Doggie Kruger. Yeah, this is a very nice figure. They do not make them like this anymore. Sentai Hero Series figures typically just have a tag hanging off of them, which doesn't bother me, that they don't have a box. But that tag has kind of been replaced by this card for this guy, EX Sentai Hero Series. Very cool. And that's the suit. Really nice. I actually like the US suit better. This is a cool suit. It's a cool head, but I think I like the US one better specifically because it's a bit more animated than this one, if that makes sense. He's pretty cool. He's, you know, got the kind of soft hollow plastic, the vinyl, but he's painted all the way around. Like a lot of modern Sentai Hero Series figure stuff like Super Tokusou here just does not have this level of paint. Just doesn't. Look at him. Oh my god. Just no. Doesn't even compare to the new stuff. It's incredible. Look at all the little furry details on his mask. Got the cool alien ears. Great line work. Like that's raised, that's not just like a sticker or painted on, that is raised and painted, sculpted in there, the badges are. Really magnificent looking figure. Wow. Now articulation is kind of close to what you would expect. You got 360 on those arms, and then a nice 360 waist joint. So even though he's got the big skirt, he still maintains that articulation. A lot of figures that have kind of maybe different proportions than other figures in these vinyl lines often don't have waist articulation, so it's nice that they still gave it to him, especially since there's nothing hindering it, so why wouldn't they? But yeah, he's really nice. No accessories or anything like the last Sentai Hero Series figure we reviewed, which you'll see now in size comparisons, but he's still really cool. So, for size comparisons, we have to show some Sentai Hero Series figures. Here's the Sentai Hero Series number 10 Legend Magi-Yellow. Now, Legend Magi-Yellow was our last review, keep that in mind. And here's another one we have reviewed before. It is the Sentai Hero Series Super Tokusou you saw earlier. And now looking at this, I feel like he's short. He's pretty short. Both of these Sentai heroes are almost a head taller than him. One of them is a head taller than him. He's short. He's too short, which I kind of didn't expect, but he is. Huh. So he does not actually scale well with his own line, which is kind of a bummer, because we always say on this channel that if a figure scales well with its own line, the scaling is good. It doesn't have to scale well with every line, just its own. So that's kind of a bummer. But we do also have another line. This one's a smaller Japanese line. It is the Bandai Poppy line with Magishine here. But Magishine is still much too small. So out of all 4 of these figures I got at Ranger Stop, none of them seem to scale well with Doggie. Or I guess you could say Doggie doesn't scale well with them. Oh well. So let's show him with some Western Power Rangers figures. Here's some stuff from Hasbro's kind of Dino Fury line, which would also kind of work for like Beast Morphers and stuff. So here we have the Dino Fury Gold Ranger and the Dino Fury Green Ranger with Cosmic Armor. And I actually think he scales pretty great with these. Yeah, so they are a smaller scale. And his detail and stuff and paint is much better than theirs. Their articulation beats his. But, wow. Yeah, I think he actually looks pretty good with them size-wise. So, you know, at least he scales with something. That's nice, huh? Now, how about some more Power Ranger stuff? I know you guys want to see the Lightning Collection. So here's our Lightning Collection GameStop exclusive Zeo Pink Ranger. As well as, you guessed it, folks, Phantom Ranger. Huh. That's so weird. These don't look bad with him either. I think he looked better with the Dino Fury stuff, but he does not look bad with these, size-wise. He's kind of scaling better with the Western stuff I have, which is wild, right? Anyway, that's some Lightning Collection heroes. How about some Lightning Collection villains? With our Red Ecliptor here, who's really cool. Power Rangers in Space rocked. And from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover, you have the Morphed Green Ranger Shredder. He does seem too small for them, though. But, because, like, if these were kind of the bigger, like, maybe he's fine with Ecliptor, you know? Shredder seems just too big for him, honestly. And Shredder actually usually scales better with Sentai Hero Series stuff than he does Lightning Collection stuff, so, because he's so big. So that's a little odd, actually. That's kind of the opposite of how it usually is. But now, how about some other Tokusatsu franchises? Here he is with the Valaverse Legend of the White Dragon 2-pack White Dragon, a movie that, at the time of recording this, seems like it's probably never going to see the light of day. I'm recording this, what, at the end of March 2025? So, And also the Ultra Monster 500 series Kimmerman, which has been seen in many different shows, Ultra Q, Ultraman X, etc., etc. Yeah, so obviously the Ultra 500 series Kimmer isn't working out. He's not terrible with the Valaverse White Dragon, but I do wish maybe he was a little taller. He's okay with him. He's alright. It's not bad at all. It's really almost the same as the Lightning Collection, but almost. So let's remove them. And now, for one of my favorite Toku franchises, that's Naughty Cat, by the way, Kamen Rider, who our kitty happens to be named after, Kamen Rider Naughty Shiko. Hey, how about you don't bite that plastic I took off the Sentai Hero Series box, kitty, huh? Now, let's pull out some Kamen Riders. Here is the Movie Monster Series Kamen Rider Zero from Shin Kamen Rider, or Shin Masked Rider. And then we also have the Sentai Hero Series Kamen Rider Zeo in Forze armor. Yeah, they both kind of seem too big for him. It seems like he is small for his line, unfortunately. But there is one more line that I want to test him out with. It's a line that I usually only collect Tokusatsu figures in this line. SH Figure Arts. Yeah, so here's the SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Amazons, Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha. That could be worse. He's a big bulky Seijin kind of suit. yet he's not terrible with the figure art. It could be better. I still think the figure art's maybe a little small for him, but that could be a lot worse. Huh. So yeah, I think my favorite thing that he goes with is, like, the basic action figure series from Hasbro, like the Dino Fury, Beast Morphers-y kind of stuff, but that's not bad. That's not bad right there. So, all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Bandai Japan Sentai Hero Series EX? Doggie Kruger from Tokusou Sentai Dekaranger. I like him. The detail and paint, I think, are pretty incredible. It's a really good sculpt. The paint is done really well. He's really a piece of art. The articulation is what you would expect. He's just a little small. He's just a little small. If you want this guy, especially if you want him in packaging, he's probably going to cost you a pretty penny. I would recommend getting him from a proxy service, Zen Market, Buyee, something like that. I found him dirt cheap at a convention. That guy could have sold him for way more, honestly. But here we are, not paying way more for him, which I do prefer. Doggie Kruger is one of my favorite Power Rangers characters of all time. I think he's a really cool Sentai character. Once again, I haven't watched Dekaranger all the way through, but I have seen him appear in many things. And he is very neat. I really like this figure. Very happy to have it in my collection. And I cannot wait to get more vintage Sentai Hero Series stuff as well as new ones. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.